Hey everybody, welcome back one more again to the Xavia Fox Talk Show, and we are on the second segment with the fellas. Like I said before, it's hot outside and it's about to get hotter in here. The fellas have some stuff to say because today they are talking about women. Yep, they're talking about you. They're talking about you behind your back and on camera in front of your face. They just gonna make it clear today. So, buckle up, strap in, and get ready for this ride. All right, ladies, you know, we all have our thoughts on what's really important to men. And we're gonna find out a little bit with this first question that Randy chose to put on the table. They're gonna tell us what the top 3 things are in choosing a woman or a wife. Is it looks and body and weight? Is it intelligence, emotional stability? I think in the last segments we heard about Bozo because she gonna clown. So we want some emotional stability going on. Or is it your financial status? Or your domestic abilities? Do they want a woman that can cook and clean and cater to her man? What about the number of kids you have? You know, does he want a woman with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and own kids? Or is the number of sexual partners you've had? Why did you tell him that? Anyway, or maybe it's your education. You know, a lot of us think that a man wants this woman that's all educated and moneyed up and all of that kind of stuff. Is it your education? Does he want a woman that's got an MBA? Because I know some of you women want a man that's got an MBA. Like that's gonna make him a good man. But anyway, that's what you said you wanted. Or is it your spirituality? You know, I've heard some men say they want a woman that's spiritual, and some men say that women can be too spiritual. So, let's see what this group of men has to say.
Okay, for myself, the number one thing on my list is spirituality. Once I have a relationship with God, that's my priority, my relationship with God. Number 2 on the list would probably be most likely intelligence. And that's basically just carrying on a conversation, being able to communicate in conversation. Along with intelligence, I think drive is important. Her drive to be successful in whatever she does in life. And probably the third thing on my list would be looks, or body and weight. She must be good looking or attractive to me. And I think if the first 2 areas are met as far as spirituality and intelligence, then the looks, she's going to look a lot better based on the conversation we're having. If we're not conversating right, or not in touch with her spiritually, she's not going to look good to me no matter how she looks.
Well, with me, like, intelligence, because no man wants a stupid woman or whatever. So
here we go.
Well, I don't. But and then it would be looks, because men are visual creatures, so we got to have something to look at, and emotional stability, because you don't want no psycho killers out there after you, like running after you after every little thing you do. So she got to be emotionally stable, so she can know that she's secure in herself, and let the man go and do what he do.
What woman is emotionally stable?
Like every man got a dream.
You're saying, baby boy, they are unstable. And they're gonna always be there.
Me personally, I'm with Randy with the spirituality, because the way I was raised, in the church. So spirituality is definitely important. I don't want nobody that's overly spiritual. I've talked to some females who just everything out their mouth is Lord have mercy this and right. I pray on that. And I understand.
I got you.
That you want to walk your walk, but we can't go over the top of the spirituality just a little bit. I mean, if every one of your Facebook posts is a Bible verse, I can't. I've seen that. That's number 1. For me, the number of kids is a factor for me, because I've dealt with women who've had a number of children, and I think I've had my fill of that. So I'm looking for a woman with 1.5 kids or less. That's
1.5.
Yeah, because I've dealt with the kids, the bad kids. I think it was a group we talking about kids and having to deal with the bad kids, and what do you do if you got a spouse or a girlfriend that has a child that's not respectful? What do you do? See, I'm gonna go through that. I went that route. I can't do that no more. And my third one is a toss-up between emotional stability and looks, body, and weight. You know, you can be pretty as Halle Berry.
Thank you.
But if you don't feel rocker,
Thank
I can't
you,
do
bro.
it. You know, so it's a real toss-up. Looks to me really ain't important. I mean, I don't want, you know, Marmaduke or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? you gotta be easy on the eyes. Like I said, that's the sky everybody.
Like that.
Yeah, easy on the eyes. The body, I'm a big guy, so you know, body really don't make a difference to me. But you can't be sloppy. You know, you can't be 350. You know, with the push down certain. Nah, it's not gonna work.
275 though.
It depends on how it's proportioned. You know what I'm saying? She might have big feet, big boobs. I can deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But anything, you know, so I'm a big guy, so I can't talk about the body, but, you know, I'm not really, I have a preference with the body stuff. So, looks, toss up between looks, emotional stability, and spirituality. And kids.
Well, we all can agree on looks.
Yeah.
Because, you know, what's good for you might not be good for me.
Right. Yep.
And what's good for me might not be good for you.
Right.
You know, some people like going out with the booger wolf. I don't mess with the booger wolf.
What?
You know, but,
Interesting.
you know, I'm going to try to exclude that because when your first impression is how you view a person. You don't look at a person and say, oh man, that's a beautiful man she got. You have to be attracted to the person first.
Right.
So I'm going to just go on and say intelligence is one of them. Because you want to be able to have good conversation. You want to be able to communicate without going back and forth or like, man, this woman just dumb. I don't want to talk
It's
to
like
her.
you talking to a corpse.
You know, I'd rather talk to the wall than talk to you.
Right.
Then the other thing is the financial standard.
Oh.
You know, I don't mind if I had it, I would take care of a woman. I'd let her stay home if she chooses to.
Right.
But in today's time,
Talk to me.
when I grind, you got to grind too.
For sure.
We both got to grind because hey, it's not easy with one income now. So I mean, I know back in the caveman days, you know, the man was supposed to do all this and then the woman stay home.
Yeah.
But a lot of women don't want that role. They want to be able to work and do stuff.
Right.
So
Make their own.
I want you to be able to put some on. If I put some bacon on the table, you got to bring some sausage. You know, I put some eggs on there, put the rice and some salmon croquette on there. You know, so that way more food, we all eat fat together. You know what I'm saying? So, and the other thing would be the kids.
Yeah.
You know, I could deal with 2 kids,
Yeah.
maybe 3.
Yeah.
I got 3 myself. So I'm put the limit like where mine is.
I'm sitting together,
Ain't gonna let it go higher than, you know, higher than mine.
Right. You got the Brady Bunch all
Yeah, we can be the Brady Bunch. We can be the Brady Bunch. As long as I'm able to knock your kids around, you know, I'm good with that. Knock mine around, knock yours around. We paying rent or mortgage and miles. Your kids ain't gonna disrespect you.
Absolutely.
You know.
You gotta put a stop to that somewhere.
Did I pick 3?
You said looks.
No, I don't want to do looks because that's, you know,
General.
Oh, general. Okay,
I
gotcha.
mean, it's like general.
That's a given.
Okay, the next one I'll say domestic abilities.
Yeah.
Why you look at me like that?
Venture Rock Studios in 1906 and a half, South Halsted here in Chicago.
If you've ever dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur and don't know where to start, The Entrepreneur Within You by Julie Holloway is a must-read. Holloway and 17 co-authors share advice and inspiration that can save you from serious business blunders. So purchase your copy today on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. The Entrepreneur Within You. Empowering, equipping, inspiring.
We talking this 2013 now.
Yeah.
2013, that's right.
Still have the ability to cook, right?
There you go.
So
I can cook now, but I want her to be able to cook too.
Right.
Sometimes I ain't gonna feel like cooking, but I don't want to eat no nasty food either.
Right.
I want more than a can of raviolis and some spaghetti.
Yeah.
No, you got to be able to get out in the kitchen and do what you got to do.
Interesting.
I mean, you ain't got to be Chef Boyardee or nothing.
You can't be nasty. y'all don't want nobody like this, no sloppy woman. That's just the worst thing in the world to me is a sloppy woman. I can't take it. I'm not sloppy, you ain't gonna be sloppy either. Clean up, do what you gotta do, you gotta do what I gotta do. Now I ain't saying that that's a woman's job. I share the responsibility. I go to the laundromat if I got to go.
Exactly.
But you gotta go too.
Yeah.
You gotta have them domestic abilities. You gotta have them.
You want total package. You want financial and domestic, huh?
I mean, you know,
That's total package.
but you know what's funny?
No, I think it's 2013.
But yeah, okay.
Somebody talk to him.
Everything on
Hey,
that
put the
list.
6 kids to work.
Everything on that list.
Them
A
built-in
touch of all of
employees.
those will make a perfect woman. Every woman doesn't have
Right.
every one of those.
You gotta give up something, bro.
You know,
You gotta give up something. Like your list, you gotta go.
But domestic abilities has to be one, especially when you got kids.
When domestic and financial, that's a hard combination. Not this 2013.
Why is that hard? Why is that hard? Come on, help me out, bro.
Yeah.
Because now, a lot of women say they can do what a man can do. So if you can do what a man can do, then get your butt out there and work. Come on home and do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
What if a woman's not at that financial status, but she's going there. She's on her way there. Is that
I can deal with that.
okay?
Yeah.
As long as you trying.
Okay, there you go.
You trying to
That's
get
that
there.
drive I'm talking
But
about.
if you just got the mentality, I'm gonna sit here and
I ain't do nothing. I got more y'all
I'm
day.
out here.
But if she's trying, though.
If she tries, fine. I'm gonna help her try too.
Yeah.
But if you just sitting there and I'm busting my balls doing what I'm doing and you ain't trying to do nothing,
Right.
but you want to keep spending and all that, no.
Right.
If she's at Burger King and she's trying to get that job, she'll be good
I
then.
don't care if she worked at Burger
Well, that's
King,
good.
if she went out and slang some papers, whatever, as long as she can help me contribute to. Because bills cost money.
Now, nobody has mentioned, sexual partners. That's not a big thing people want to.
Not for me, not at all. So what happened before me has nothing to do with me.
Right.
I don't care if she had
Unless you bring
it
yourself-
has nothing to do with me. Before me, pre-me, it has nothing to do with me.
Unless you can bring on, carry on luggage, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Package, you know what I mean?
That's all I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
That's the only concern I got about that.
Yeah. Don't keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. You know, please. Put a limit on that, please. Finish line in the.
What's the number? 50? 20? 50?
I don't have a limit. This long
I'm
as
gonna
stop.
have to be partial to the women on this one though. We can't really trip too much on the
Thank you.
partner thing.
Thank
Because y'all know doggone well, if we could have had a million on before then, we would have did.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, but my only thing is just make sure you protect yourself before you got to me.
Right.
And I'll make sure I protect myself before I get to you.
We're gonna get tested anyway, so it's no difference.
Not an issue. But a number of kids, I heard y'all talking, a couple of y'all mentioned the number of kids. I don't care if she got 20 kids. It's how they're raised. It's how, and it's also how she takes care of those kids. If a woman with a multiple kids, if she takes care of the kids, they're raised right, they're respectful, I got no problem. If you got one that's disrespectful and has issues, that's the problem I have. It's not the number of kids, it's how they're raised and how they're respectful towards you.
But then too, with the kids, because that can become a big issue.
It could.
It can become an issue, like you said, with the problem with the kid. And you can't too much say how they raised. Because this woman can be a single mother doing her best with this. She might have 4 kids, but this one might be a problem.
Right.
So now you have to decide, am I willing to deal with this problem and stay with her? Or just leave her alone?
Exactly.
And who's saying the next one you get with, not going to have a problem child? So then if you...
So the number's not an issue, it's the...
To me, it's the numbers.
That's the numbers.
Because as the numbers add, my wallet shrinks. So
Exactly.
that's why
interesting.
that's just too much. You know?
It is.
Like I said, I got 3 and you got 3, we cool. If I got 3 and you got 4, then
Does age matter, like with the kids though?
age, not really. Not really. Because if they grown, that's just better. You know,
Right,
they got the
Right.
house.
The house.
But if they younger, then it's
You
now
talking-
like, okay, I gotta do, depending on how young they are, you gotta start and do this all over again.
I mean, yeah. And
What
then
you gonna
it
deal
just
with.
depends. I mean, if it's the problem that I've had in the past is that I've dealt with women that had male children, and if you get with that woman and they're right between adolescence, teenage years, and so they smell their own balls.
Okay.
And so that becomes really a problem that I have to deal with. It's like, okay, boy, listen, but I've been there.
Wow.
So for me, it just depends on the sex of the child. The child.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because I've had, me personally, I'm just talking about me.
Okay.
Now I've had my fill of that, and having to deal with these hard-headed boys. I mean, being a boy myself, I'm a little bit bigger boy now.
Right.
I haven't gotten to physical altercations with girlfriends, well, at the time white, male kids, because he started to smell himself, and he figured, okay, I'm the man of this house, not you. And so that's when that became a problem. But see, by that time, I was married into it too late.
I can see it being problematic.
Going into, I'm just like,
well, you and her cool. If y'all cool, use that'll solve all that.
It was cool. She was like, do what you got to do, handle it. I can't,
I think that's one of the big issues out of the topics, because everything else can be modified, tweaked, or whatever. Yeah. But when it comes to kids,
you can't modify.
And how that mother is with the kids, that's a fine line. Yeah. Because you look at that like it's a problem, bro. But the thing here, this is what it is. Now check this out. Let's say if Xavia, you get with her, I'm just using her because she's the only female in the room. You get with her, she got 2 boys, or 2 girls, whatever. Now, y'all living together, you paying bills, you paying rent, whatever. She doing it too, y'all both doing it. It's y'all house. And then one of them trying to run you. You ain't gonna allow that.
Negative.
But this the thing. Now, where the problem comes in is she gonna support you on that? Or is she gonna be with the kids like, don't do this to my kids, don't do that, whatever. Because you're not gonna want to be in a house where the kids running you and then you're not getting no help from them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
But not, as long as you're not abusing the kids or doing something you shouldn't be doing to the kids, then I can see the mother taking a stance there.
Right.
So that's what I think. The kids is one of the most important things on there.
That's why you have to establish.
It's hard to find somebody without kids nowadays.
Right.
Well, I think somebody with kids. People without kids are generally selfish.
Right.
A woman, most women I've met without kids, who've never been in a married thing, are generally very selfish because it's been about them, themselves all their life. So they don't know how to share it. It's all about them. They've been on the priority.
Would you say like the selfish is if you got kids, I don't want to deal with you, or
no?
It's just about them.
So it's all about them.
I mean, I guess it depends. That depends on like if they grew up with siblings too, though.
Right. Exactly.
Well, all right. So we know that once again, looks are definitely important, and if you baby and your kids is crazy, that's gonna be a problem. That sounds like that's gonna be a problem. Kids is an issue, especially as we're older and dating. I had my own issues with kids, but sometimes you just gotta weigh it out. Because what I did was I was meeting people who didn't have young kids, but they was crazy. So I mean, hey, you get the crazy person, would you rather have a crazy kid? You just gotta weigh that out.